Hey swimmers! All right, let's get started with today's topic. Why now is the very best time to learn to swim. Now, let me ask you this first. Consider this. Has there been anything that has happened, let's just say in the last 10 months or so, that makes you feel like the circumstances are crazy and now my life feels terrible? Have you had that experience at all, maybe in the last 10 months? Maybe a couple of times, maybe one or two things have felt like that in the last 10 months or so, where it's just like this event, this place, this circumstance is making me feel terrible. I feel out of control, or I feel panicky, or I feel anxious, or I feel maybe you also feel great. Maybe there are some things this year or things in the last 10 months that you say, oh my gosh, I feel amazing because of that way the world has been presented to me. You know, I dropped a kid off at college. That circumstance made me feel terrible. So much sadness, right, from this thing. So this is now, why does this have to do with swimming? This being in the pool and learning to swim, what it requires you to do, what the formula is, what do you need to get in touch with, and you grapple with in this very concrete, very seen and known way. You get really clear feedback on it, is how the environment where you are at, the circumstance, the surrounding, does not dictate how you feel. It does not say whether or not you are in control, right? Now, there are certain things that you are not in control of, right? And as long as those things that you're not in control of are the same for everybody, then that is a universal thing. And then our job is to just decide how to relate to that thing. But if there is a certain event or a circumstance that not everybody relates to it the same, then the solution is not about the circumstance. It's about our interaction with it. So, you know, I have a student who has a story about jumping off of a boat in a life jacket and seeing her life flash before her eyes. Like, she said, I kept going down forever. I was drowning. It was terrible. I could see the end of my life coming, right? And when we talked about this story, and we got into it a little bit more and a little of these details, and she came to realize as part of that conversation is that I said, you know, well, how long did it really take for you to get down and to come back up? You know, forever is the response. But when we really stopped to like analyze it, she came to realize, actually, it probably was only a few seconds, less than a minute. It's probably 20 seconds or something like that. Her story started to change around it. Her relationship started to change around it. And then we also looked at how other people have a different narrative, a different story, a different relationship with the same kind of event. So that circumstance does not create a universal experience, right? So we've had lots of circumstances in the world that we have many, many different experiences to. And there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of feeling at loss to all of that right now. And this is why I think it's the very best time to learn to swim, because it's an environment that you can go into and you maybe have had a relationship in the past where that circumstance, deep water, let's say, or maybe just water, maybe just shallow water, any swimming pool water, has said, no, this is terrible, it's not for me. Or I have no idea, it's confusing, it's hard, right? I have all kinds of emotions that come up around it. And it's a place where you really can get distance and perspective and to change that narrative and see how it changes what you do and who you are in that space and how you're welcomed into that space and how you can learn that space and how you can be in charge of you, of your emotional and your physical experience. So it's super tactile. It gives you this information right away. You get this feedback. You can see right away how your thoughts and beliefs influence what happens to you in there. The water's just going to act how the water acts. It's totally neutral. It's a totally neutral circumstance. It's our relating to it that changes. And so while there's all this other big stuff in the world happening, the water has this nice confined box, this nice confined parameters in which you can learn and practice and figure out how to change that narrative, how to change that story, how to find your freedom in a place that one time had a narrative that was not free at all, that leaves you trapped or spinning or held in place. So this right now is definitely the best time to learn how to swim so you can regain this sense of autonomy and control and understanding how your brain works and how it changes what you do in the world. So come on over. This is why on our website, in our membership, we start with the brain training. We start with understanding how the thought process works. The formula is there. We've taken so many people from this process of overwhelm or fear or shame or confusion or all these beliefs that they come in, like you got to know how to tread, you got to know how to float, and you have to breathe to the side. They come in with all these beliefs that just aren't true. And we break it all down for you so that you can know the truth and you can have a sense of being in control of your experience in the water and in life. It works the same in life too. If you're not ready to hop into the water yet, we got a free mini lookie class, right? That starts this change of your story. That's what the free course is about. I also do life coaching. So if you want to take this into your life to say, how do I take these out of control circumstances and bring it back into a sense of control and autonomy, and how do I make sense of it in a way that moves my life forward instead of keeping me stuck and being at the whim of the circumstances of what seems like a very chaotic time. Bring it back into your reign. All right, come on over, grab the free class if you haven't grabbed it yet, the free mini lookie. Start changing your story right now, right today, and get that power, get that control in your life. Can't wait to see you in the courses.